Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, April the 8th. I'm Clay Emo at Canuck Clay on Twitter, and I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. The 2017-18 season has come to a close for the Vancouver Canucks, and they wind up the season with 73 points, a mere 4-point improvement over last year's 69-point performance. This year they had 31 wins, 40 losses, and 11 overtime or shootout losses for a combined total of 73 points. They wind up the season last night with a 3-2 shootout loss to the Edmonton Oilers. And right away, I want to give out props, kudos, shoutouts, a high five to our friends in Edmonton. The Edmonton Oilers were first class all the way yesterday and doing a few things, providing a few tributes to the Sedins that I know that Vancouver Canucks fans really appreciated. It started off earlier in the day when they presented the Sedins with gifts. I think it was bottles of wine. During a TV timeout in the first period, the Edmonton Oilers played an in-house tribute on the video screen. Very classy. Didn't get to see it, of course, watching at home, but saw clips of it online and looked really good. And then throughout the game, whether it was the plethora of Vancouver Canucks fans in attendance or it was the Oilers fans paying their respects, really good applause, really good cheering, really good ovations for the Sedins throughout the game, especially in the third period. And speaking of the third period, the Sedins were on for the last minute and they created a really good scoring chance actually. Daniel came out to the slot and put a decent shot on Cam Talbot. Talbot made the pad save, but if that puck had went in, it would be, believe it or not, at the 27-second mark, so not the 22-second marks. Yes, it would have been amazing if A, the goal went in, and B, it was at the 22 or 33 or even the 23-second mark. I think Edler's having some fun with these numbers too, but at last it would have been at the 27-second mark. And actually, I don't even know why I spent so much time talking about it because it didn't even go in. So then we get to overtime. The first 4 minutes of non-stop action, no whistles, included Jake Virtanen burning Connor McDavid on a breakaway, although admittedly Connor McDavid had already been out there for a minute, only to be stopped by Cam Talbot. And of course, Daniel and Henrik had a couple of quality chances in overtime. The first one, Henrik centering to a streaking Daniel down the middle, and Cam Talbot making a good save, the puck just going wide. And then later, Henrik Sedin, a wonderful deke, a wonderful move, gets around everyone, dekes Cam Talbot out of his whatever Cam Talbot's wearing, and then Henrik puts the puck towards the net from the side of the goal, empty net until we see Chris Russell stick along the goal line. And Chris Russell, yes, some Canucks fans still scorned when he picked Dallas over us. Chris Russell saves the day, does not let Henrik Sedin ride off in the sunset, does not let the Sedins ride off in the sunset, and go with back-to-back overtime winners. Wow, that would have been amazing. Then comes the shootout. Nielsen makes the first save, and then out comes Daniel Sedin with his kids and wife on the bench, with Henrik's kids and wife on the bench, and Daniel Sedin actually scores in the shootout with a wicked shot past Talbot. Then McDavid comes up, McDavid versus Nielsen. I think we all knew which way this was going. McDavid slowly comes in the zone, waits basically in the slot, seems like time slows down, and then with the quickest release I've ever seen, no chance for Nielsen, over his shoulder, top corner, almost bar down, 6 shot. So we went from Daniel to Connor. Of course, it's Henrik's turn. Henrik comes in. I think we all knew which way this was going to go too. He goes to the face-off circle, winds up with the hardest slap shot he can do, which is only slightly harder than what my 10-year-old Kayla could do. And yes, right into Talbot's chest, done. Camilleri scores for Edmonton, and then Alex Edler, the fellow Swede, does not extend the game. He gets stopped, and the Oilers win the game 3-2. All the Canucks pour onto the ice, all the Oilers pour onto the ice, all the Canucks, of course, congratulate the Sedins, and the Sedins take a victory lap or two before getting congratulated by all the Edmonton Oilers. Very classy move. All the Oilers lined up actually nicely down their blue line, and the Sedins went down one by one, going through everyone from Talbot to Draisaitl to Lucic to, of course, Zach Kassian, and ending off with Connor McDavid and then Mike Camilleri. And it's funny, I guess Arizona did the same thing. They put Brad Richardson at the end. I guess you put your oldest guy or your most veteran guy or the guy who had most connection with the Canucks or whatever it may be. It was nice to see McDavid as the superstar and the captain. Penultimately, there's that word again, second last, and then Mike Camilleri at the very end. And the Canucks go and shake the refs' hands. They shake the hands of the Edmonton Oilers coaching staff, and then they do one more victory lap before going to the bench, hugging their kids. So touching, so moving, brought me to tears. Been crying a lot last couple days. Connor McDavid was named the first star, came out, did a quick skate, but a very classy move, returned to the bench very quickly so then he could set the stage and leave the ice for the Sedins. Then Daniel and Henrik were named second and third star respectively, and in a cool move, the Edmonton Oilers PA announcer said, and your second and third stars drafted second and third overall in the 1999 NHL draft, Daniel and Henrik Sedin. One more victory lap, saluting the fans as they were getting saluted by the fans, and then back to the bench, and then back to the dressing room. Once again, thank you to the Edmonton Oilers for their classy gesture and for giving an appropriate and very well thought out and well organized send off for the Sedins. So when you combine last night's tributes to the ones that happened Thursday night in Rogers Arena, I think you'd agree it was almost a perfect send off for the Sedins. Two wonderful tributes over the span of 3 days, one at home, one away. Now the Sedins can look forward to life without hockey, and we as Canucks fans look ahead to a brand new era. So for today's video, I want to do something different, something special. And I wasn't sure what I was gonna do until one of my followers on Twitter had the perfect idea. And unsolicited, he sent me a haiku about the Sedins. And many of you know that have followed me on Twitter or following these YouTube videos. I'm a big fan of haiku, Japanese poetry, 17 syllables, the power of the 575. And that power of the 575 refers to some of the very first videos I made here on YouTube about 7 or 8 years ago. I had my boys in where they can barely speak English. They're young Canucks fans, and we were actually named the Ultimate Canucks Family in a Canucks Run contest because of one of our videos called The Ultimate Canucks Haiku. It has over 30,000 views on YouTube. I'm gonna link it down below because, like I said, it was one of our very first Canucks videos, and ever since then, 7 or 8 years ago, I've been known as the haiku master of Canucks fandom. So Russell tweeted to me this haiku: Daniel and Henrik, Vancouver hockey icons, thanks for everything. So I got that, I was like, well, Russell, that was cool. That's a perfect idea. That's what I'm gonna do for my final video. So I sent out a tweet inviting Canucks fans to submit their best Sedins haiku. 17 syllables, 575 in that order. So to end off this video and to pay tribute to the Sedins, I proudly present to you the best of Sedins haiku as submitted by you Canucks fans. So here's mine. Daniel and Henrik, where would we be without them? I don't want to know. Brett, at Maroki on defense, a fellow Canucks vlogger, awesome, check out his work, says this: to be a Canuck, I have learned from the best of. Thank you, Sedin twins. Joshua says this: Henrik to Daniel, thank you for all you have done. The greatest Canucks. I agree. Father Harrison, a good friend of mine, Catholic priest, says this: Sedin's retiring. A hole is in our heart now, but the future's bright. I'd agree. Sad, but looking ahead towards the future. My friend Tony says this: Daniel and Henrik, two magnificent players, even better men. Larry Wong, another haiku master. Henrik and Daniel, classy on and off the ice. Wishing all the best. Here's a good one from Jeff. Clay Emo wants some Sedin related haiku? Can't oblige, sorry. But in not obliging, Jeff, you actually did. Great job. This guy's name is ... but at least his handle is CFresh. Says this: back to back Art Ross, memories for a lifetime. First ballot, no doubt. Here's one from Gil. Currently my heart consists of a hole that gapes. Sedins forever. Well, that's beautiful. Another one like, talking about the heart. That's good. That's sad, but it's good. So thanks, Canucks fans, for your haiku. Very, very good, very artistic, very well written. And once again, check out that Ultimate Canucks haiku video that I've talked about. I put it down below in the description. There's a lot more I could talk about. There's a lot more I want to talk about, but we're going to end it there for today. Over the next week or two, I'll do recaps of the season. Also look at the playoffs, maybe tell you what teams I'm hitching my playoff bandwagon to. And in my video on Tuesday, I'll talk about how you can enter my playoff pool. Very simple, one submission, one payment, a chance to win some cash, but I'll save all those details for Tuesday. In the meantime, leave a comment below. I'd love to read and react. What do you think of what Edmonton did for the Sedins? Maybe put your own Sedins haiku in there. What's their legacy? What are you gonna miss most? Whatever you wanna talk about, I love to read and react, reply to your comment. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Give this video a like if you like what I'm doing here. And most of all, enjoy the day. Today is day one of life without the Sedins. I'm so excited to watch these playoffs, even though the Sedins and the Canucks obviously won't be in it. But maybe leave a comment below as to which team you'll be rooting for in the Stanley Cup playoffs. All right, friends, thanks for watching. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.